Hello, shalom, and welcome to Pearls of Righteousness. Tonight I came to bring to you the third letter of the Hebrew alphabet and how it correlates and how it relates in Psalms 119. For we know that the Father has left us clues in all along in the Tanakh to show us how we must go, and so without further ado, tonight's letter is that of the Gimel. Okay, it's the Gimel, and the picture, because we know that in the Hebrew alphabet each letter has a picture that goes with it, and it also has a meaning. And so the meaning, we're looking at how the meaning of each letter corresponds with that of Psalms 119. Okay, and so we see here that the picture for the Gimel is that of the foot of a camel. Okay, and when you think of a camel, picture a camel, when they're on the ground, what they do when they get up, their feet are so, the legs are long, so they lift you up to a high place. Okay, and the meaning of the Gimel, it means pride, and it also means help, and it also means a rope. Okay, so we got three different meanings to look at. We got pride, help, and a rope. Okay, and so on that I would like to read for you the Psalms that this letter correlates with. It correlates with Psalms 119 from verses 17 to 24. Okay, and so I'll read that for you now, and it reads, "Deal bountifully with thy servant, that I may live and keep thy word." Yes. Verse 18 says, open thou mine eyes, that I may behold wondrous things out of thy law. Okay. Verse 19, I am a stranger in the earth. Hide not thy commandments from me. You see, and we started from the first letter, from the Aleph to Bet, and now we're at the Gimel. We see all through it is telling us about the commandments, the precepts, the statutes, and the law, right? They're all one and the same, basically. Verse 20 says, my soul breaketh for the longing that it had unto judgments at all times. Thou hast rebuked the proud that are cursed, which do err from thy commandments. You see here again, it says the proud. It's talking about pride, and it's telling you that the Gimel also means pride. Okay, and it says that the Father has cursed those who err from the commandments because of their pride. See, pride, and how it goes with that as well. Verse 22 says, remove from me reproach and contempt, for I have kept thy testimonies. Princes also did sit and speak against me, but thy servant did meditate in thy statutes, in his precepts, in his rule, in his law, in his commandments. He said he meditated in those. Okay, thy testimonies also are my delight and my counselors. So the testimonies is of the Father's, is his word, is of his precepts, is of his commandments. It's that those things are what he testify about. Okay, and that was verses 24. And we know that in Proverbs chapter 16 and verses 18, it says, pride, which is what this letter means, pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. Okay, and then we see also in the book of James chapter 4 and verses 10, it says, humble yourself in the sight of Yahuwah the Most High, and he shall do what? Lift you up. And what we're talking about, what does the camel's foot do? It lifts you up. So when you humble yourself in his sight, that means you are adhering to his commandments, you are adhering to his laws and his precepts. And when we look at what the Psalms is telling us, and what David is saying in Psalms 119 from verses 17 to 24, David is talking about the commandments. Well, from the very beginning we see he's talking about the commandments all along the way. Okay, but we're focusing on this segment here, and we see in James it says that what does the Father do? He lifts us up. He lifts up the humble. Okay, humble yourself in his sight, and he will do what? He will lift you up. He will be the camel's foot. He will be that rope. He will help you to rise when you humble yourself in his commandments. But don't allow Proverbs 16 and 18. Don't allow pride to go before you, because if you allow pride to go before you, what's going to happen? It will lead you to destruction and a fall. Okay, and the Father said also in 1 John 5 and verse 3, he says, let me read it. He says here, if you love me, what will you do? You will keep my commandments. And I had it here, let me just find it so I can read it as it is. 1 John. Anyway, you can check it. I won't waste time looking for that. It says, if you love me, you will keep my commandments. So do you love the Most High? Keep his commandments. All right. And we know that in Deuteronomy, it says, Deuteronomy chapter 28, I had this scripture marked out. It says here in verses 21 of Psalms 119, it says, thou hast rebuked the proud that are cursed, the proud. So when we are proud, when we walk in pride, which the Gimel also means, we are cursed. Okay, he said, but David is saying that you have cursed, the Most High have cursed the proud, which do err from thy commandments, from the Most High commandments. The Father has cursed them. And if we see in Deuteronomy 28, where our ancestors, right, they have erred from the commandments of Yahuwah, of the Most High. Let me read it for you quickly. And that's why the curses were applied to them, and all of the things that happened to them in slavery. It's spoken of in Deuteronomy 28. If you're going to read the whole thing, okay? And so, but I'm going to read just verses 45 to 47 quickly. It says, moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, right? And shall pursue thee and overtake thee till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of Yahuwah thy Elohim, to do what? To keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. You see, and so in the Psalms it's telling us about the statutes and the keeping the commandments and the laws and the precepts. And our ancestors in Deuteronomy 28, that's what they do. That's what they did. They erred from the commandments. In verse 21 in Psalms 119, it says what happened. Basically, it says, thou hast rebuked the proud. So our ancestors, they became proud, full of themselves. that are cursed, which do err from thy commandments. And he told us in Deuteronomy that this is what's going to happen. He says, thou hearkenest, because they did not hearken unto the voice of Yahuwah's commandments. Verse 46 says, and they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. So we are the seed of our ancestors. We are the descendants of them, and those curses are still attaching. If you find in that, certain things in your life, it's like if you're cursed, yes, those curses are still applying to us because we are erring. We're walking in pride from keeping the commandments because we feel we don't need to, a lot of us. But we need to wake up and see the truth. Verse 47 says, because thou servest not Yahuwah thy Elohim with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things. See, because we refuse to serve the Most High with the gladness of heart, with that happiness, happy to keep the commandments, okay? We're not doing that. So read those verses from Deuteronomy 28, 45 to 47, because I don't want to hold this long, and you will see. So I implore you to allow the commandments to be your help, okay? So that Yahuwah, the rope, can lift you up like the camel's feet, and take you into a high place. Because we remember that destruction and a fall goeth before pride. So don't walk in the pride of the Gimel, but allow the commandments and the statutes and the precepts to be your help to walk in humility and be happy to do it. Do it in gladness, that Yahuwah, the Most High, may lift you up like the camel's feet into a high place. Because we know that a rope is something that helps to pull one out of a well, pull one out of a hole. When you have, say for example, a fire, you put a rope for people to climb out and things like that. Let the Most High be that rope to pull you out. Let the commandments and the precepts, do them joyfully, do them happily, be happy to do them, so that they will be your help, so that the Most High can pull you out and lift you up like the camel's feet and bring you into a high place, okay? And so on that note, I would just like to say to you that the Most High baruch you and keep you and cause you to keep his commandments, his statutes, his precepts, his law. Be happy to do it. What do you have to lose? So that you may be baruch and brought into a high place. Let him be the camel's feet that lifts you up. And so on that note, I'd just like to say, hasta la vista, shalom.